Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulihil ameen. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yawmiddin. Amma ba'd. قال الله عز وجل في سورة فاطر إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. Dear brothers and sisters, we welcome you once again to this series called The Social Evils and Their Redressal. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we will talk about a very, very concerning problem, a problem that many, or should I say most of us Muslims don't really see, because it's against a particular community of us Muslims. I'm talking about ulama. A lot of people, a majority of people don't really respect ulama. And I'm not going into the details of how much ulama themselves are responsible for it. Let's talk about it another day, because that's not something we as common Muslims are supposed to be talking about. Let's look at the burning issue that ulama today face a lot of rejection. Ulama today face a lot of problems, and today's ulama don't get any respect whatsoever. An alim cannot talk about usury. An alim cannot talk about someone who abstains from giving zakah. An alim cannot openly talk about someone who doesn't come to pray salah 5 times a day. And on the contrary, what you see is that these ulama are belittled by us commoners. Sometimes we want to seek a fatwa, we want to seek an opinion from an alim. We go to alim A, we find out from him what the solution of this particular problem is. He gives us the solution. And instead of just, taking up the solution and going ahead doing it, we tend to go find another solution to the same problem from alim B. And the intention behind that is just to understand how different one alim from the other is. Or at times we also ask an alim a question to test their knowledge as to how much they know about this particular thing. And sometimes we already know the answer. We know that this is the answer to the issue, and we still go ahead and find it out from the alim so as to ascertain if the alim is also on the same page or not. Whereas Allah Azza wa Jal says, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ min ibadihi al-ulama. Amongst all of us, slaves of Allah Azza wa Jal, the most fearing of Allah Azza wa Jal are these ulama, is what Allah Azza wa Jal says in Surah Fatir. And we seem to think that these ulama don't deserve any attention, any respect, any reverence from us. Let me give you an example of what happened between Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma and Zayd ibn Thabit radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Katib al-Wahy. He was the transcriber of Wahy. Zayd ibn Thabit on one occasion, along with Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, was going somewhere. And Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was Zayd ibn Thabit radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was riding the camel, and Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma would walk right in front of him, holding the bridle of the camel. Now, Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma is asked this question by Zayd ibn Thabit radiyallahu ta'ala anhu suddenly. Why are you doing this? I don't really want to be sitting on the camel while you're walking, let's take turns and like that. Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, wow, the answer that he gave is, goosebumps. You will definitely have goosebumps. He would say, هكذا أمرنا أن نفعل بعلمائنا وكبرائنا. This is how we have been commanded, of course, by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to respect, to revere our ulama, our scholars and our elders. And then when Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu ta'ala anhu actually passed away, you know what Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma had to say? He said, هَكَذَا يَذْهَبْ الْعِلْمِ. And according to a narration of Imam al-Bayhaqi, هَكَذَا ذِهَابَ الْعِلْمِ. This is how knowledge departs. And not just that. You know what he said? لَقَدْ دُفِنَ الْيَوْمِ عِلْمٌ كَثِيرٌ. A lot of knowledge. Knowledge in abundance today, on the demise of Zayd ibn Thabit, has been buried under the ground. And if we don't respect ulama like this, we might repent one day. We don't want to do that, do we? May Allah Azza wa Jal make it easy for us to revere ulama. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.